Hey, what's up everyone? This is Dis. Today we're gonna be on Genshin. So if you remember back a while ago, I made a Barbara build where I made her a DPS, and I've kind of fully fleshed it out. So I'm also gonna hop on my alt later, and I'm going to swap between Barbara and I'm gonna swap between Ganyu, and both of them are built pretty well. I'll go ahead and show you her build real quick. So her Ascension's alright. I'm hoping to one day get it maxed out, but it's not going to help that much, I don't think. It gives me 7 more attack. Yeah, that's kind of a joke, so I have no priority to get this up, but it could help a little bit if I really want to. I feel like it's not going to make much of a difference. Her weapon is the Widsith Refined 2, so I've kind of got something nice going on here. This is the best weapon that I can currently get for her, so we're just gonna run with that. It rolled into defense like once, but this is okay, I suppose. Here we've got more elemental mastery, more crit damage, energy recharge, and attack. Energy recharge is the only thing that's like not important here, because I don't actually need her healing that much. Her healing is still great. And then this is a relatively bad artifact. I haven't leveled it up even all the way, but you know, it's alright. It's okay for now. It gives us the 4-piece set. It does what it's supposed to do. Then we have our amazing Hydro damage bonus with lots of elemental mastery, lots of crit damage, and more energy recharge. Preferably it would have crit rate too, you know? But I mean, it's so nice. Like, it's the right set and everything. And then lastly, we have an almost maxed out crit rate piece with not many other good stats, so you know, these two I'm hopefully going to be replacing, and at the bare minimum. And if you're wondering why I'm not running the water set, the Hydro set, it's because this charge attack damage is up all of the time, while the Hydro one only gets to be up every 15 seconds. I don't know how good it is. I'm gonna have to invest in it maybe just to try it once, but I mean, I'd have to completely go and get it, and I don't know exactly how it would work out. Maybe it would be fine. I don't know. I have to see. And then of course the elemental mastery is super helpful for this build, which I'm going to be going over. So it actually requires some setup to use her. You really only need any pyro character that can put pyro on a lot of people, and then Venti is optional. I'm going to use him because he's great. He's very helpful. So let me just quickly get my abilities back, so we can get ready to go and test this build out. Here's a good place to test it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop down Venti's ult. These guys already are gonna create a fire vortex. Oh wait, never mind. Alright, now they're on fire. So let's do this, and it should create this big fire vortex. So then I swap and do some charged attacks, and we hit 11k non-crit. So with this, applying Venti's abilities to try to, you know, get them all grouped together and have them coded in pyro, it doesn't always work. It's mostly just useful in case there's a really good opportunity to have it set up, which would be on any enemy that has pyro, or any enemy that has no element and they won't put some random element, and it'll be super easy to put pyro in. They happen to already have pyro in this dungeon, which is really, really useful. So we're gonna get the ult, we're gonna suck them all up, we're gonna swap to Barbara, use her ability for bonus, and just do some charge attacks. And these are all non-crits. We just got a 27k crit, another 20, yeah, there you go. So like, we just killed a big level 90 slime, and when I need to heal, I'm fine, you know? So in your downtime, this is when you can use your other abilities. She's mainly a burst DPS. So during this time is when I could be attacking with someone else. Let's say I had Klee, I could be using Klee to kill them in this time. So I'm going to actually add a shield user, because it's not really fair that I don't put one on my team, since I always use one anyway on either team. I'm just gonna add the shield user because I use Zhongli anyway, because he with Ganyu, because Ganyu like really needs protection. So now we're actually ready. I'm gonna start this, get the shield up, make sure that cryo is off of him, because I would not want to suck that up. And now we can, as soon as they get in, we can initiate this. And if you have any stamina downs, that works really well. We got a 20k, last time we got a 27k, but yeah, look at that. And then let's show some samples of what you might be doing during the free time. So like, you could, you know, hit them with this stuff, charge your ult up again. Obviously, Klee isn't gonna work with these slimes, but if you have like a bunch of treasure hoarders or something, you can deal with those with Klee. So this is just a really safe way to play. I mean, it does a lot of damage when you need to on most enemies. The only enemies this won't work on is a lot of slimes because they're really weird. But the same can be said for Ganyu. She's also affected by slimes. So I don't see it as a big weakness of Barbara. So Barbara is weak to any slime that's not favoring her. Barbara has limits with casting her skills. However, she does do similar damage in similar amounts of time. She just has a lower window of attack. But so her strengths is that she can work with the team. You don't have to have her up all the time. And doing your charge attacks will actually heal you. So, you know, she is a pretty good team player, and you can do a lot of damage too. And I would not say her healing is lacking by building her this way. I feel like she can still keep everyone pretty well healed, especially if you have a tank, which is pretty much already required anyway. She is a nice addition if you need a sub healer and a sub burst DPS that is Hydro. So if you don't have Child or Mona, or obviously Mona can't heal, so if you want that capability, they both do similar charged attack damage, I believe. So yeah, she can work in place of that. However, she is going to struggle with certain slimes, like everyone else, and with shield users, like almost everyone else, including Ganyu. I feel like she actually has a lot of similarities to the capabilities of what Ganyu can do, but she just doesn't do crazy damage constantly. She can only do it in bursts, unless you really upgrade your stuff. So now let's go check out a Ganyu of similar build. So here's her stats. She's fully ascended. She has a refined 1 Almost bow, already a slightly better weapon, I believe, because you don't have to wait for some RNG stuff to happen to make you be better. Then her artifacts are a full set, everything is leveled up. We will go ahead and look at each of them. So this is alright, it has good energy recharge. That's not the most ideal stat. Ideally it would have rolled more in here and maybe attack percent instead of flat attack. This one, again, has both crit damage and crit rate, so you have to give it that. It also has Elemental Mastery, which isn't very good on her. Attack percent would be better, and I mean HP obviously could be replaced by like anything. But yeah, so this is a decent piece, just similar to Barbara's. I'd say Barbara's were maybe worse. Then we have a sort of average, better than Barbara's, but like, you know, and it's obviously maxed out. And then we have a pretty bad Cup, but it is cryo damage, and it does have crit damage and attack percent, so it's okay. And finally we have a crit damage circlet with energy recharge and that's an attack, and that's about it. Her artifacts are probably quite a bit better than Barbara's. However, some of Barbara's weren't leveled up and stuff, and you know, so she's a little bit more well off, but overall I'd say they both, you know, have some pretty good abilities to compete here. So we have a low crit rate and a high crit damage. This is going to be useful for getting headshots. If we don't get headshots, we're not really going to do that much damage. And then she has a lot of cryo damage bonus. I don't believe I showed Barbara's, but Barbara's looks sort of similar, except I think she has more crit rate. But similar crit damage, and obviously she has like a good amount of Hydro. Also, her talents are 8. Barbara's was only 7, so Barbara's can be upgraded. I would say Ganyu has better stats. So first of all, Ganyu has a higher ability to perform here. That does not mean if there's a huge difference in damage, it's all the fault of these things. It could be various other things, like Barbara isn't as built for attacking. We're just gonna see how much easier this is. Or I forgot my shield. So we're just gonna go without a shield. And as you can tell, we're crushing it. We hit a 20k. So there's a big difference. Yeah, we hit a 17k. We hit that was like 20k. That was almost 30k, I think. That one was 30k. That was another 30k. Holy. So I didn't even need the shielder to get this far already. We're gonna go ahead and try to get some from Albedo anyway. Okay, so we got a free shield from Albedo. It did not last very long. I would like to say this is going a lot more smoothly. Yeah, that did not age very well. So Ganyu really knocked it out of the park. I mean, everything went so much more smoothly with her, but they actually hit for the same amount of damage. The only thing was, Barbara could do it way less than Ganyu could. So Ganyu is she's just so strong. She can hit these massive damage in 2 quick attacks out of nowhere. She can just hit 30k. While Barbara has to do a little bit of setup and stuff, and then she can do 30k a few times in a row. Maybe a little bit faster, but then on a huge 30-second cooldown or something like that. Obviously, Ganyu is a bit better, but those are just some damage comparisons with relatively free-to-play units. Both these accounts have pretty much just bought like battle passes and Welkin Moon and that sort of thing. No actual primos were purchased on either account. These were both relatively obtainable builds. It's very doable to get a max Ascension Ganyu. Obviously not max Constellation, but max Ascension and a maxed but not refined Amos bow. That is possible to get something like that. And then to get a pretty good 4-star weapon twice. And obviously Barbara is pretty easy to get, and all the stuff she had was pretty easy to get. So with both of those, they can do really well. And they hit similar numbers. And not many people can hit that without Bennett. By the way, I wasn't using Bennett. I don't really have Bennett on my main, so if I did, I'd be doing a lot more damage. And if I built Sucrose, I would also be doing a lot more. But this is just flat base damage with no buffs or anything. And it's nice. It's really good. So we know Ganyu is better, but it's just cool to see that they can hit similar damage numbers. And that Barbara can still be a useful damage dealer. Last time I showcased Barbara, I don't think she hit anywhere near 30k. It's kind of funny. It's really funny, actually. And with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye, everyone.